Namaskar, good evening to everybody from Rutuja Foundation, Rutuja Charitable Trust. We are here with you once again in the month of October with yet another episode of our Pustak Mimansa Book Lovers Club. This is our 13th session related to our monthly activity on different books, different topics with different authors. As you all know, the Book Lovers Club with Rutuja Foundation is totally devoted to bringing new issues, new particular avenues through literature and reading. We encourage people to go for more reading and involve themselves in books, and that is how we provide platform to upcoming books, the new authors and people who are interested in literature books, and thereby study different kinds of issues and areas which are more thoughtful. That is why it is Pustak Mimansa Club. So to see our back sessions, you can log into our channel, that is Rutuja on YouTube, and you will be able to explore our past 12 different sessions with different authors on different books. Today, we have amongst us another important and very interesting topic, which has been written in the form of a book after a very detailed research by the author. So soon I'll be introducing you to the author also, but it is the book which is something written particularly for teenagers, and it is perhaps in its no own way the first book of India written with Indian context, using Indian ancient wisdom to provide us insights how we can have a better sustainable future. So it's a book written for teenagers as well as for teaching community and educators, so that they can inculcate the idea, the concept, the value of growing, being, and living sustainable life, which is the need of this hour in this world. We are at a juncture where our natural resources are getting depleted a lot, and we need to conserve them for our future generation. Now, otherwise the earth would not be a better place to live for all of us. So if you are more interested in being a part of our NGO, you may write to us at our email rutujawomen at the rate gmail.com. You can also visit our website and our social media accounts as well. You can follow us for different programs. We time to time do lot of online and offline activities related to women welfare, women health, mental health, and a lot of activities which are concerned with social aspects and health issues related to our society. So with that, not taking much of your time, I know everybody is waiting for our today's session onto the latest book, that is Ganesha and Karthikeya Explore. So let me invite our today's guest, Dr. Narendra Joshi, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Namaskar.
Good evening. Good evening.
So, sir, we are very happy and privileged to have you onto our platform, and we express our deep gratitude that within a short notice, no, as you remain busy, I'm sure you were traveling before this event was to happen, and also you have next event post this session. So, we are very happy that in midst of so much of activities and work, you are here with us. Rutuja Foundation really is very happy to have an author of your potential being a part of our book lovers club. So, friends, let me introduce you to Dr. Narendra Joshi. By formal education, he is a production engineer student, and passed out from Mumbai University, but he was working as an engineer for very many long years. He has a good experience in teaching and research, around 3 decades of experience with teaching, being into entrepreneur cell, corporate training, and also heading the institute. Presently, he is director at Vivekanand Prabodhini Jan Seva Kendra, which is based at Mumbai, and he has multidisciplinary areas of liking and expertise. His doctorate is also in multidisciplinary subjects, linking a futurology of artificial intelligence to Sri Aurobindo's integral philosophy. Sir is also expertise in terms of Indian ancient wisdom, Indian knowledge, as well as he has a vast experience and learning and knowledge related to quantum science as well. So I'm very glad that he's going to talk to us today about his this recent book which has been recently published, and we would like to know more about this from him itself, that how the book has been coming up and how you can go through this. So sir, we have just shared the cover page to our audience related to this Ganesh and Karthikeya
Yeah.
explore the venture that you have just launched in the form of a book, and you have not only written but also illustrated the book. So my first question towards you is that how this idea came up, that this book should be, there should be a book like this, and what is actually the concept behind this book?
Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Dr. Neil, for inviting me, giving this opportunity to talk about this very dear subject to me. And how this whole thing started. Actually, it started from the real work which we are doing in Rameshwaram. As all of us know, Rameshwaram is a temple city, one of the very renowned city, and also very pious city, Tirtha Kshetra actually. Many people visit there, Shiva temple, one of our main temples. But it is also perhaps known to many people that this is the also the place where one of our great president, Dr. Abdul Kalam ji, was born in that vicinity
Yes.
only. And he was from a very small village. He grew up to such a great heights, but he had the dream that this area where he came from and this vibes he got, the vibrations he got from Rameshwaram temple, and he had such a magnanimous ideas about life and all, so he said this should be taken back to its glory, but also modern science should be coupled with that. See, he himself was a great scientist, as we know. So ancient spirituality, life giving ideas, deep ethical and sociological, psychological depths which Indians had, cultural ideas, all that coupled with what is today's requirement of a scientific generation, that should come together from his you can say seed which was sown by him. This work was taken up by one of the very great NGOs of India, Vivekananda Kendra Kanyakumari, which I think many people know. There is a magnificent rock memorial which is also
Yes,
in
yes,
the
very
middle of the sea.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I have
So they
visited.
also have, yeah, good. Everybody should visit here. So this is the, I'm telling you from where whole this effort of book started. It has got such a real, beginning. And I was
Yes.
full-time worker of Vivekananda Kendra. I have spent full year in Kanyakumari and Ramnath district. I have seen villages in Ramnath district, Rameshwaram. So I got that pulse that time, that how great this whole economy, culture, sustainability, technology, and everything connected to each other was there in a temple city of Rameshwaram. And what a situation we are now, that everything we see here garbage and people not aware of it, and they're just going by the very external ideas of it, but not understanding the depth of it. And they are also perplexed whether to go for the modern ways of life or the ancient ways, whether to go for science or go for rituals and pujas and all. So that is the generation now. I saw that, and then I spent more time in Assam, Arunachal, but the thought remained with me, and I realized that we need to do something about that. And this project was taken up by Vivekananda Kendra Nardep. Nardep is the department which is Natural Resources Development. They work on sustainability, appropriate technology, all these areas, and they are internationally acclaimed and award-winning people. Just to tell you one
Yes.
thing, the person who has given the editorial for this book, who is also my mentor for the whole project, Shri G. Vasudev, he is the recipient of the Ashton Award, which is equivalent to the Green Oscar, globally renowned. So
Wonderful.
such people are behind me. So I had no hesitation to try something, and they were developing this project on the ground which of course luckily I am also involved, how to make that city again like a green resilient Rameshwaram. And this whole report was submitted, and it is, I want to happily tell that it was inaugurated by our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He gave his sort of blessings to the whole thing, and that's why the whole thing has been taken in a real world. I want to emphasize that this book or the project is not from some hypothetical fictional things which came in our mind. We thought how to encourage, educate people in that. So we need to do many things, many ideas we have to bring together. But when we bring all those abstract ideas from Vedanta, from modern quantum science, from appropriate technology, from solar technology, wind technology, electric vehicles, and then also education, psychology, when you want to bring all that, it may look very complicated and abstract, but as Swamiji said, we need to bring everything in such a way that even a child can understand and enjoy. So that
Yes.
somewhere ringed in my mind that how to make it understandable and enjoyable to a child. So let us write a story and tell the story. So I started first telling this story, but then I started writing that. And illustration happens to be my passion, and I have done otherwise also illustrations for many books now, which are on Amazon. So happily I can share that. So I took the illustration part and writing part. So that's how the book has started. And it's an ancient Puranic tale of Ganesh and Karthikeya, but it has been given a totally new angle to explain. In the first part, explain the appropriate technology, sustainability, solar, wind, and the water conservation, roof water harvesting, and cleaning of the reservoirs. All that part is taken care of in the first part. Marine biodiversity, ecologically balancing things and all. That is thing. And then slowly they move forward, and they realize that this sustainability will be per- meaningful only when we make it sufficiently inner, means it should be psychological, deeply psychological, integrated inside, and it should be also made spiritual. So that's the journey of the book also.
Wow, that's really wonderful. So
Yeah,
it's a very thoughtfully designed and crafted book. And as you say, I
yeah,
think,
it has taken quite a time, as you say, as you
yeah,
rightly
yeah.
recognized. It has taken quite a time to come out because we made an exhibition of that. We made the first displays of that. We made the illustrations of that, and then slowly we brought it together. So that's why it
Okay.
has taken the efforts in that. But I'm happy that it is something which is connected with the real issue, real problem, and the real people who are connected with that whole thing.
Wow. So, friends, the book is actually, you can say, an outcome of 10 to 15 years research, which has been practically executed in Rameshwaram under the project. And that is how it has been given out this kind of a format. Which is now available to us. So we are actually getting the ready to use, the cream part of the whole of the project, in terms of,
Manthan is already done. So
yeah, manthan is already done, and you have like just you are supposed to use the tactics and the the whole of the insight behind what is given inside the book. So it's such a wonderful thing. So, sir, is this only for like very young children of like 7 8 years? Like who exactly is the target group for which this
uh,
book would be
yeah,
more useful?
nicely, yes, yes, yes. Actually, as the book introduction of book also says, it is actually for everybody. See, now the national education policy also says that the whole system of education needs to be rethought. So
Hmm.
teachers, parents, educators, people from NGO fraternity, they all should seriously now, and they are thinking. I'm aware of many people. They are thinking what type of material we can bring to these people. Means for our children and other children also, they are thinking how to bring
Hmm.
those ideas. So it is for them also. Yes, of course, it is primarily for children from fifth class to, let us say, 10th class or something, you can say roughly. But actually, it is for people who are grown up but still are having that, child alive inside them, and artist
Hmm.
alive inside them. And very famously, Picasso says that each one of us is artist when we are born. When we are child, we all are artists. The problem is we forget it when we grow up. So this book will again inspire you to become that child. And as you said, it's not just a book, it is so many things in that. It's a story along with the illustrations which are in color, both poster color as well as the digital color technologies coming here, and taught also. You have been given hints how to do that. And then there is a sketches, you how you should draw. There is a guideline to make the sketches. There are coloring sketches which you have to color. puzzles are there, riddles are there, exercises are there, projects are given at the end, that you do these projects in your schools or colleges or NGO. So I think it's a book for both children, students, as well as adolescents, as well as for the educators, teachers, and all people. As I repeat, those who feel that yes, there is nothing wrong to become child for some time. We will also like to play with the colors and do something, And those who
Yeah.
feel we do not know artists, I mean, we are not knowing how to do sketching and painting. Please take this book and get the confidence that you can also sketch and you can also paint, because it is inherently there in us. That topic is also handled in this book, that because we deviated from our ancient idea in our culture that from childhood we should develop artist in us, the rationalist in us, and both left and right brain should work together. That comes in the latter part when Ganesh Karthikeya are exploring it and they realize, oh, this is the thing which was missing. There has to be integration of right and left, and that comes through the 64 kalas and vidyas, all the vidyas which we had, 14 vidyas and all. So that exploration comes first. They explore all that solar, wind, and water conservation, that part which is traditionally now understood as sustainable development and appropriate. But then the book takes the second leap when it says, in the famous words of the thinkers, that if you want the whole development to be really sustainable, then it
Hmm.
has to be sufficiently spiritual. So they start exploring that what is that spiritual element in sustainability, what is that cultural element, that,
Hmm.
and they say culture is nothing but mind duplicating itself. So if you want to duplicate minds, if you want your future generations to get the correct life view and the vision of the life and darshana of the life, then you have to make the whole efforts of external development also sufficiently internalized and spiritualized. So then they get that
Wonderful.
through the architecture, through the town planning, they go through the textiles, they go through the handlooms, they go everything, they explore shipbuilding to rangoli and mandala to uh, viman shastra, everything they try to go through, because it's all integrated. We can't separate that. That's the story. Actually, the ancient story says Ganesha made these three pradakshinas and he won the race, and Kartikeya was just making actual rounds, and then therefore he was dead. But this story says no, let us interpret it in a different way. Both are complementary to each other, both should work together for the future of mankind. As Sri Aurobindo has very famously said in his Life Divine, that both the negations have done a lot of harm to the mankind, the negation of matter as well as negation of spirit. So both are not going to work now for the future of mankind. We need both of them. We need both of them as Ganesh and Kartikeya. They represent these two point of views of life.
Hmm.
The controlling nature external and controlling nature internal.
Internal.
So
Yes. Yes.
Samrat and Swarat, or Kartikeya and Ganesha, and they will be working meaningfully together only when there is Shiva and Shakti with them. So that's the wonderful. Even I am telling you, I started understanding the beauty and depth of all these kathas uh, only when I started working on this, and I realized, my God, I mean, how much insightful our people have been. हमें तो ऐसा
Yes.
लगता है, we just feel that, oh, this is just a story of Ganesh, Kartikeya, Shiva Shakti, and then in between Narad Muni comes this one. But these are all very deeply psychologically well crafted and beautifully neat together things are there, and therefore more and more exploration is required. As we say in this also, this is just the beginning. We need to take all these wisdom pearls from our ancient scriptures and now reinterpret it for the modern generation. That's what this
Yes,
paper
yes.
is.
It is a. It's really wonderful that, because I have never heard spirituality is needed for sustainability. I think this is changing as I come from science background. I hear the very first definition related to spirituality linked up somewhere with sustainability, and very correctly said both are needed if we really want to sustain mankind on this globe for future,
True,
because there are
true.
so many challenges going on presently in the world of matter, as well as the chaos inside people's mind. So I think it's a very right way of handling our youngsters, and India is presently having the highest amount of youth population. This book should reach to many, so that the ethics of no spirituality is equal to sustainability can be easily inculcated into it. A wonderful effort, sir, to know that the story has been utilized in such a nice way. But then I have a question. There are so many mythological characters and so many beautiful stories in our ancient culture, starting from Panch Tantra so many wisdom oriented stories. How did you select that I should have Karthikeya and Ganesh as my characters to depict the whole of the concept to children here?
Well, difficult to tell how I got them, because we have been reading, trying so many things, so many stories, as you said, from Panchatantra to the Puran Kathas to the tales from the Upanishads, and so several things we had been in our teaching when we were taking youth camps, we were taking children camp. We used to use many stories, but you also see the response from the children. This story was one which was creating the sparks in the eyes of the children. I have seen myself. I'm telling you, Dr. Nehal, I'm telling you from my first hand experience. I could see in their eyes, oh, oh, when they say Ganesha came there, then he did that. Karthikeya, they get involved in somehow. Ganesha and Karthikeya are such adorable characters that among all
Yes.
the, of course, all kathas are great, Puran kathas. And the time is gone when even Westerners used to say that these are just some cock and bull stories. They realize that these are all nuggets of truth, and only we have to decipher it. It is like coded language. It's like
Mhm.
in modern language we say it's a code worded things are there, embedded circuits are there. The one has to understand the language and decode it. But in among all those things, as you said, there are wonderful and wonderful ideas, characters, and beautifully connected things, story within the story. And if you really want to understand why stories are so important, I want to quote here uh, from the Fritjof Capra's well celebrated book, The Uncommon Wisdom and Tao of Physics. Because what we are doing here is not just some Purana. We are talking of quantum world. We are talking of sustainability. We are talking of the modern science. That connection is very important. Otherwise, we don't want our children to only say, "Oh, we had some Purana kathas and you learn them." Not at all.
Mhm.
We want to show them that this is the future. Fijo Capra has quoted Gregory Bateson, and he says, and that's my one of the very, favorite sentence. He says that the stories are the royal road to relationships. And what is life if not relationships? So, if you want to understand the complexity of life and its relationships and make it understand to the children, the best way is to tell a story. And that's why
Mhm.
our entire tradition was storytelling tradition. Our modern management gurus now are telling to our B school guys that there is a separate skill called as storytelling. I was aghast when I first read courses which they are charging heavily for telling them, teaching them how to
How
tell
to
stories,
say stories? Yeah.
because stories have that power. And this is the effort we have taken to make sure that this power again is realized by all of us. We invite more and more authors to join us. Take one stories. We have taken few stories. You take more stories. Let us make all work together to bring more and more ideas and connect them with the future. That is very important. We don't want to quote against Sherbindo, because these people are the people behind. Actually, we are just the instruments. So he has said in one beautiful sentence. He says that we do not belong to the uh, dawns of the yesteryears. We belong to the noons of tomorrow. See, dawns
Yes.
of yesteryears are not something which we are fascinated by. It's known. India was great. Vedanta is great. But what we are more confident and we are worried and we are working for are the noons of tomorrow. भविष्य में क्या है, ये जनरेशन जब आगे जाएगी तो what they are going to do and what we are going to offer them. Are we going to offer them the same stories which the foreigners have given us, the same fairy
Mhm.
tales which we come from them? And because we try to tell them that, oh, our things are very old and they don't have anything modern in it, so let us learn stories which Europeans have told you, Americans have told you. That's not done. So that's the reason, the noons of tomorrow, that's the message. And sustainability is the thing which is required. There is such a disaster in ecology, environmental
Yes.
imbalance, and we are energy crisis. Remember, when there is energy crisis, it also leads to social and political crisis. We are seeing wars happening because of the water and oil. So when you overly depend on the non-renewable resources, this is what is going to happen. So it's not just about boosting ecology; it's about also sustaining life on Earth. If you want really Earth to remain as it is, Vasundhara, she is Mata Prithvi. She is our mother. That is the feeling. And that Mata Prithvi is this Adi Maya Parvati. She is the one who is celebrated in Navratri. All of us, we have celebrated her just now. So this
Yes.
celebration should not go west. We have to do this for her, as a message of Navratri, as a message of Ganeshotsava. as a message of Dashera and the forthcoming Diwali. You see, so that's why we are. I mean, I'm very happy that we are able to connect these things as a jigsaw puzzle. We also tried. We had taken efforts to understand ourselves first, but the real test I got, or real feel I got when I saw, as I said, the smiles and the cheers and the sparks in the eyes of children. When you take these
Mhm.
books, and I'm sure all of you, when you take these books and the stories and the work to the children, they are going to experience this. Because I tried it in Tamil Nadu, there it I saw this. I tried it in when I was in Assam, Arunachal Pradesh. Their children also got the same reaction. And just before this, when we launched this book in Mumbai, we conducted, I was telling you in the other day, I think afternoon I was telling you, uh, number of schools we invited to conduct competition based on this all ideas. And I'm very happy 11 schools participated. 70 students have won prizes on that. So this is the work we can do actually. We can distribute the copies, tell them to color it, tell them to solve the things, tell them to do these projects, and if they are winning, we can offer them certificates and some prizes. They should be encouraged to understand this. That's the idea.
Wow. So, friends, you can utilize this particular book also for project work, for activity based learning, because it's not merely a story which has been written, but it's also having a lot of activities which will make your kids involved and then make them understand what exactly sustainability is. So, it's not just like no, a cartoon book we have read and it's over. It's not going to work like that. And if you are interested to have those kind of workshops, competitions, I'm displaying the email ID of Dr. Joshi. You can write to him on this email ID, and he would very much help you to conduct workshops on the basis of this book and how you can take the message of the book forward. It's not that difficult to do it. They've already done a lot of workshops and trials with different school students, also with different educators, which can be easily inculcated. So those who are specially looking for some kind of information based, wisdom based book from the point of view of environment conservation, sustainability, this is going to be a real gem out of the whole, which can easily help you in simplify the process of learning for your students in the present no NEP, because everybody is I'm sure all the educators are undergoing changes with the new education policy to be implemented at school level as well as at the college level. So please make sure you get this particular book. Now, sir, it's good to know that the popular characters picked up by children have been utilized as the characters in this particular book. And as you say, there are a lot of puzzles and coloring things also available, the activities available to them inside the book. So the basically the book is
Yes.
only in English, or you have a plans to recreate the book in other languages?
No, it is already in two languages. Should I show
Okay.
the both the
Yeah,
books?
please,
Just
please. Yeah.
so this is the Ganesha and Karthikeya explore sustainable development, evolving culture and future. This is the book which is actually in the English version, as it is available now. This is the English version. You can see it. I hope it is visible. And immediately when we took this work, the publishers who are Maharashtra uh, Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal, the NGO which is dedicated to Bharatiyata of Shikshan, how the education can become Indian. So they said to
Okay.
me that, sir, this is a wonderful effort. So why don't you translate that in different languages? Let us start from Marathi. I said, no problem. And then one lady from Pune, Mrs. Bhave, she took the initiative. She helped me to, I first put that in Marathi, but then she further tried to put them together, things together, so that it can become a very fluent flow for, as if it is originally in Marathi only. So that type of,
Okay.
now it has come in Marathi also. Simultaneously both have come. So this is Ganesh and Kartikeya Shodati Samyak Vikas Unnat Sanskriti and Bhavisha. But
Beautiful.
all are invited. If somebody wants to translate in Gujarati, please go ahead. Or somebody wants to take it in other languages, it can be taken. But right now it is already available in two languages. And
English and Marathi.
Marathi is right now done. And yeah, that's how it is planned.
So wonderful. So if anybody is interested more please contact Dr. Joshi onto the email ID. And on that note, I would also ask those people who are into the world of animation, video making, you have a chance to recreate the e-version of this particular book, which can be in the form of an animation part. That can also be another way of taking the book forward. So, if you are interested in this kind of projects, please contact Dr. Narendra Joshi. And so, may I display the bank details so that if somebody wants to buy, they can directly
Yeah, yeah.
go for
It
it.
is publisher or MBSM, and their bank details are already there. I mean, the money will go to the NGO who are publishing and
Okay,
working in
okay.
this
So
area.
I have got the details, so I would just display it for those who are interested. So the book presently cost 250 rupees, and these are the bank details. If you're interested, please get your book no avail from this. They'll do a postage for you, so you can easily buy the book, maybe in large quantum, maybe as in your personal copy, and also as in gifting source. It is very essential that we no bring back our children to reading rather than just making them use the technology in the form of mobile phones and the internet games that they are playing. If they'll come back into reading this kind of stuff, it's easy for us to inculcate the values that we are actually looking forward for them to know for their future and for their betterment. So sir, during the process of writing, I know it's a very very tedious and brainstorming process when we are actually in the writing part. So would you like to share any of your best experiences and the worst experiences during the writing process, which were like, oh god, why this happened, or oh my god, this was something that I really enjoyed, it's good I have written something like that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, as I said, it has gone after first writing, first draft was done, and first drawings were made. It has gone to some experts and they have seen it. And just like PhD, it happens with PhD students also, that they do so much efforts and then it goes to some evaluators. And when they suggest some things, the first reaction is, oh my God, why my work has become double now? So sometimes we feel momentary like that. But then when we look back, we realize, and we actually go to the person and say, thank you so much. You have made my work double, triple. But now the book has become far better than what it could have been. So that experience I have also got. I want to tell you that, and as I was telling you in the other day about this, I had first, because the Rameshwaram project was first taking the sustainable angle more, and then it was ending with the one or two slides or one or two. As I said, it was first the exhibition thing. So we made digital kiosk and all that type of, as you said, digital thing. No? This has also got many digital drawings in this book, and I have given softwares also. Those children or elders also who want to learn, we can tell them how to make such drawings, digital media also, both on mobile or on iPad or computer. That can also be told you how to do that. And conventional pencil or the pen sketch and the watercolor, poster color, that is also there. But coming back to this, we made up to that, and then the last or couple of things were there where they realize the culture is important, the inner aspect is important, and they explore that in a few pages. They explore that. That was the format.
Hmm.
When we
Hmm.
showed it to different people, they said, oh fantastic, everything is looking good, but that last part looks very good, because that's the thing which people should know more, that how that inside part, the cultural and the psychological part comes. Can you really explore that and expand it further? And they told me, no, this should become another sort of 30-40 pages should go in this. And I was first, my reaction was, my god, I mean, whole work has become almost double, triple, because I had to go back, I have to again search, I have to make another 20-50 drawings for this. So I thought, I don't know, means what to do. But then, as you said, I did that, and when I did that, I was very happy, because I realized that one, two, three things I just briefly mentioned. I mean, I will just can I just read the
Yes,
what all
yes,
is
you
there
can.
in this book? I'll just tell you what all is there in this book, so that you will
Yeah, please,
get
please.
to know how the process is. So it starts with the author's note. I have told there what is the introduction to the concept and its creative exploration, where I made this Ganesha, Karthikeya, and sustainability. That is first explained. Then I talk of the acknowledgement who people who have actually helped, right from the Rameshwaram to the Kanyakumari and the other people who have helped it. And then there are two people who have given the forward. Both are stalwarts actually. The first is that Ashton Award winner, Shri G Vasudev, whom I mentioned. He's my mentor. He has written a beautiful forward called as Towards the Sustainable Future. Everybody should read that. A small portion of that comes on the backside of the book also, couple of lines from that. And then the second forward is by Sri Arvindan Nilagandan. So many people must have heard of him because he is the senior editor of Swarajya magazine, one of the most coveted magazine of India today, e-magazine. And he's also co-author of Breaking India, which he wrote with Rajiv Malhotra. So such a stature man, he's saying this can become such and such, and very hopeful things and positive things he has written. Then we have few words from publisher why Maharashtra Bharati Shikshan Mandal thought this should be there. Then the book starts. So the story begins like this. It is the race for the fruit of the holistic happiness. Then the Karthikeya starts with his great scientific methods. Then Ganesha offers a smart and spiritual solution. Like that, the story unfolds. And then who is the winner then? They start doing the brainstorming. They start making the mandala idea in that. And then they both together, one by one, explore different technologies. So those further chapters are biogas and biomass energy. About that, both illustrations as well as the information is there, which everybody, children also can go through and try some projects on that. As I said, every chapter has got some project. So try yourself, find out something about this, get more information, tell to your parents and teachers. Like that, every chapter has got some work. Then there is solar and wind energy. Then there is water management. There is water management further. Temple tirthas and pushkarnis and kundas, that idea. Then we come to the green transport method, how the transport can become ecological. Marine conservation biology, it's a very important idea today. Then merchandising, energy parks, and then social and educational activities which should support these particular technological initiatives. And then development with culture, that is archaeology, architecture, and the cultural elements. This is how the book was flowing, as I told you. And then we realized, some people told me that this needs to be now the last part, that is the culture, archaeology, architecture, and the cultural elements deepen inside. You please go further expand it. So then I wrote all the further part, and they are like this. They explore integration of left and right brain. Then they go for the holistic Ekatma Bhartiya Darshan and Bhartiya Shikshan. What do you mean by Bhartiya Shikshan? What do you mean by Bhartiya Darshan? This is all coming as after part, and it's very important actually. And then this both of them discover Indian culture, how each thing in India always had a Kala and Shastra both. There was a science and there was a art, and both used to go together. So they together explore this Kala and Shastra, and these 64 Kalas are explained. That which are the 64 Kalas. Each child in the ashram was taught these Kalas. Even king was supposed to learn these Kalas. A king who does not know the art is not supposed to be a king, because see, it's a very beautiful idea, because you are handling public affairs, you are handling leadership, and if you are not artist by your mind and your heart, you cannot handle things properly. So that's the Indian way of understanding Shikshan or education. So this Kala and Shastra comes. So that spiritual, sustainable, integral development is the essence. At the concluding part, we say this is a sustainable future, which four of them, Ganesh, Karthikeya, Shiva, Shakti, together they come and they explore that future for the mankind. That's a beautiful part of it. Now, apart from that, as I said, there are quiz, there are questions, there are puzzles, there are group activities, there are odd man out exercises, there are joining pairs. So many things are in every chapter are there. Then there are jigsaw puzzle. There is a activity of board game. You can make a board game of snake and ladder, but this is a modern snake and ladder. You do something ecological and sustainable, you go up. If you do something disastrous, you are going to fall down with the snake. So that's how children can see the board game. They can actually cut it and paste it on the cardboard and play with each other, and try to see how each that point in the 1 to 100 is teaching them something about it. Then there are puzzles, there are activities, there are practices, projects. Create your own 3D models, temples, like that. So many things are there. Because starts with Rameshwaram, so ultimately temple architecture and the town planning and the all that part also is given as a project as the end of this. And that's why then in little bit about all the NGOs which are behind, some information about VK Nardep and the Green Rameshwaram project, something about the Shikshan Mandal who is doing the Bharatiya Shikshan, all that idea there. This is how it goes, and bibliography. So this is the way it has flowed. So what I was telling you, as you asked me, was there any point of very
Yeah.
happy moment or very difficult moment? Both are come together actually. As I said, almost the book was rewritten because of the views which I got from different people. But I took it in a such a way that all of them are stalwart. So if they are telling me something to do again or expand it, write another 30, 40 pages, it's all for good. And now what I did is when I added those additional sketches, I also use digital art there. And I said, let me make this one as one more learning point. Those who want to really, because many people ask me, how do you do so many digital arts and all? I said, this is all karat karat kar jaye. आप भी सीख सकते हैं. You just go into that, you are also going to learn. So I have given here some software names and how these are drawn digitally, and you people can also do it. Each one of us is actually, as I said, artist. So you have to remember that to again, recollect that artistic element in us, and then try
Mm-hmm.
to expand it. So this is
Wonderful,
it's
wonderful.
a there are a lot of happy moments actually. I mean, wonderful. Very less difficult moments. There are more and more happy moments only.
Yeah, so it comes out that you have written the book with lot of passion and heart into it. So, sir, because it's a huge book, I'm sure there must be some portion which is your most
Yeah.
favorite and the closest one, and which is the actual key chapter of this particular book, which is like no, it actually fulfills reading the whole of the book.
Uh, I mean, everything is something very different. And as I said, as you start writing, you also start understanding actually. I mean, it's a exercise of learning yourself. And many of this, when I was writing, as I told you in the who is the winner, I mean, they start brainstorm because traditionally we have many places, in some places of our areas, they think, right, Karthikeya is better. Some people say Ganesha is better. But here, first time we realize in writing process that both of them are actually equally correct and equally right also. So one has explored. This chapter was like a revelation for myself also that how both of them are actually winners. It's a win-win situation for both. So
Hmm.
here I remembered something from Swamiji's Raja Yoga, and I could quote that. I could quote something from Life Divine. I think that was a self also learning chapter for me
It's
because
evolving,
even
self-evolving.
I also was thinking that traditionally we believe one of them has won, but that's exactly the point that it's not necessary that when one wins, other has to lose. Actually, in the future of mankind, there is going to be win-win. Both the
Hmm.
point of views can win actually because both are, as quantum science tells us, there is no oppositions. There are only complementarities. Wherever you see something opposite, just try to go to the higher consciousness and you realize both of them are right. So how to go to that point where you can see the opposites matching, yin and yang coming together, Shiv Shakti coming together, positive negative coming together, Ganesh Karthikeya coming together. That's the significance of the whole thing. One of them is not sufficient, I mean not complete without the other complementary part of it. So that's how beautifully we also realize the quotations we have heard thousands of times before, but we understand the meaning of it only when something like this we go through. Oh, this is the meaning
Yes,
what we're talking. Because these are great yogis and rishis, so they write something and just complete the sentence. But we understand perhaps after 30 years, I understood this is what is the meaning of it. So that one part and the last part when they like declare the whole process, they ultimately say, and they in that chapter, means all that Kala Shastra has happened, and in the final thing, conclusion and sustainable future, they uh, I mean the reason has gone to its pinnacle, the art has gone to its pinnacle. I mean every exploration has been done to its zenith by both of them, like I said, from one end to the other end they explored everything in life from art, science,
yes,
architecture, this, that, shipbuilding, everything is taken care of. And they come back to the very small things also. Oh, this is the way I used to make a garland for my mother. This is the way Rangoli was drawn by mother. So from smallest to the largest, they try to build the whole thing.
yeah.
And then when they
Yeah,
do
I
all
think it's
that
a
and come back,
package.
what is the reaction of the parents? It's,
Yeah, it's a complete package with
pardon
lot
me,
of things. It's a complete
it's a
package with
package. So
lot of
from the
things
smallest to the
inside.
largest. So one places they say that the care which is taken to create a temple by the great sthapatis of India, equal amount of care was taken by a lady when she was drawing the rangoli in front of her home because both of them have got the same pattern. So you connect the smallest with the largest. That's the learning which both of them get. गणेश कार्तिकेय get कि जो छोटे से छोटा है उसी में भी उतना ही चैतन्य है और जो सबसे बड़ा है उसमें भी वही है. The difference is only in the size and the scale. It's not in the essence and kind. So that's why the
Wonderful.
care and the concentration required to make a beautiful rangoli is nothing less than the care which is required to make a good recipe, is not less than the care which is required to create a sculpture, is not less than the care which is required to create a vimana. I mean, there is only difference in the way you apply your mind, both left and right brain. So that's the way they understand. No work is smaller or no pursuit is insignificant when you connect art and science together. You see, so somebody making a good recipe, Pakashastra and Pakakala, is no way applying less of consciousness as compared to the one who has built up a great ship which can travel across the ocean. And that's Indian idea for you. You know, the Anu Raniyan
Hmm.
Mahto Bhayan, from the smallest to the largest, the same essence of consciousness is flowing. And the famous scientist of quantum world says consciousness is always singular, of which there is no plural. एक ही है. The one is there in everything. So that is what this Ganesh Karthikeya story ultimately comes to. From a very simple children's idea, it has come to the modern, most advanced science part also it comes. I like that. Myself, I like this way it has gone through. And that's why I said at the end of the book, they, Ganesha and Kartikeya came back with these learnings and put them in front of their divine parents, Shiva and Parvati. The parents were extremely happy and pulled both of them close to themselves. See, now the whole thing is now emotional. Reason has done its work, art has done its work. Abhi, what is the end of it? The parents have done nothing. They simply pulled both of them close to themselves and they said, yes, you have done it. So that is the moment, you know. So I found there we got it actually. We got that because such moments of realization are always silent moments. They are always moments of unity. And they realize, oh my God, nothing is to be told now, nothing is to be learned now, nothing is to be appreciated now, nothing is to be lost or won now. It's just the
Hmm.
embrace of the parents and the children each other, the embrace of the spirituality and science with each other, and it's done. So that's how, you know, the whole journey, uh, I think, was a very interesting journey. And it
Yeah.
only tells that this is just a tip of iceberg. ये तो एक स्टोरी हमने एक्सप्लोर की है. पता नहीं, there must be some thousands and thousands of things like this which we are not
Yeah,
aware of.
and we wish that you come out with yet another this kind of version within taking help of some more teammates, and another this kind of book comes for the students and teachers and children around. A wonderful visionary aspect has been shown inside this particular book. So friends, please look forward to this book, and if you have some questions, please put your comments and questions into the chat box. We are still open, and we can discuss the same with Dr. Joshi. He would be happy enough to answer your questions. And meanwhile, those who are interested, I'm once again displaying the book price and the bank details. You can register and get your book and the copy for your children to gift them, to read yourself and learn how art and science and spirituality all can come together. So it's a small book, looks simple, but let's understand it has that वो बोलते हैं ना good vidya within it. So at every page you will come across some ancient Indian wisdom which we really want to implement for making our children's future better. So a very wonderful whole of the craft has come up, sir, and we are really glad that you could like make it in the form of a book. So what is the further project related to this up now coming up? The book is out, but the project is still going on. So any
The
more new
project is still
avenues?
going on. Yeah, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, the project is still going on. It will go on because
Okay.
it's like the whole thing is Green Rameshwaram. You know, the project is Green Rameshwaram. So it has got all
Yeah.
these facets and they are growing and they continue to grow. This is just a like Ram Setu. No, this is a place where Ram Setu is done actually by Sri Rama's time, and
Yeah.
that's why Green Rameshwaram symbol is squirrel. That
Yeah.
project has got its symbol as squirrel. Why squirrel? Because she offered her small effort for that Ram Setu. So
Okay.
we also are
Okay.
working from that point of view only, that spirit only, that whatever little we are doing here and there, it is all for that Ram Setu's building, the Setu between the past and the future, between the science and spirituality. We want to bridge that whole thing. And what we can do, we can only take a little bit like a squirrel. We can put our small morsel of a small piece of sand. We can put here and there. So future is
Yeah,
going on. Projects are going on. Many other things are happening, and we'll keep you informed about that. Yeah.
yeah, surely,
Thank,
surely. So,
thank you so much again for inviting me here.
before we end up this particular session, I would just like you to tell something to those who are into writing, those who are aspired to produce a book, or who feel like that they would also like to write story or something. Any tips you would like to give to those people who are into the beginners for the writing purpose,
No, I don't think I don't have that much. Sort of myself.
out
I
of
am
your
not qualified
experience
to
of
guide other people.
writing and
Let
crafting
them
the
fall.
book?
It's a it's a joyous process. It's a process of creation, and always I believe, and it's a Indian idea also, that whenever you write something, you also draw something. It's a chitrakati. So always it should be a illustrations, and the writing should go hand in hand. That's my way of understanding. Don't only write.
Okay.
Try to illustrate also. That can be my tip
Yeah.
for youngsters. It will make it much
So
better.
pictures, you want that there should be some pictures and drawings and things should come
Yes,
up.
that
It's
makes
not
it
only about,
complete. That makes it complete. Because it's right and left. No, again. So writing will be the left side, but the illustrations will give the right brain side. So that should the
yeah,
way that
yeah,
should combine together. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
thank you so
So
much.
I would display one more email ID of Joshi sir if somebody is interested in contacting him. His another email ID is Narendra Joshi 1710 @gmail.com. So let me just share that email ID with all of you. I can do it in the comment box perhaps. Okay. Narendra Joshi 1710. I'll just put it in
That's
the comment
first one is
box.
also okay. First one also you can use, but this is the
Okay,
more
this is
the most
more okay. You
really
on
really
and on
opened my
see
view.
this.
And yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Otherwise,
Narendra
both are
Joshi, Joshi1710 @gmail.com. I have just posted that into the comment box. So those people who are connected with us can use this email ID or the one that was displayed onto your screens. So, sir, we are really happy, and we are glad that you could share the details of such a wonderful book, which is a small magical pocket which has such a big package into it. So those parents and no educators looking forward how to inculcate the conservation idea, sustainable idea, and bringing spirituality, science, technology all onto one platform, they would be able to utilize the book and make best out of it. Thank you so much for your presence onto our platform, and we wish you all the best for your future project work, and we really would be glad enough to call you back with yet another book when you are ready with it. Thank you so much, sir.
yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice time. Good night, everybody.